co-host on WM here in Miami, Florida, under the Gospel Arena Radio, and I'm just able to be here today to take up space with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Tina.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn this on. She is actually leading herself, and then go on to her segment.
All right. Listen, I'm so excited. I'm one of those people that, I hate when I need wait. I love right away. So, I'm trying to say with the just call heart hygiene. I am a part of the On Fire, the Moms on Fire chapter in the mom layer. I'm also gratitude moderator. I absolutely love it. So on Wednesday night, me and Trellis, and we get this on and popping with our Goel. You always check us out on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, or on Saturdays, Trellis comes on before me, and 10 a.m. What time do you start? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. 8:30 a.m. Listen, let's get it on and popping with some good, and we're gonna keep the dream train going. So this all a dream, and guess what? Not only going to be, metaphorically speaking. Listen, we're finna get this thing. I'm gonna drop some bombs in here, bombs, resolutions, what you can do to get sleep. Listen, Judas is running around. If you haven't the story of Judas, and Judas is the 12 disciples that have Jesus in the Judas is the one that betrayed him. And guess what? We got some things that's our health, and more importantly, our sleep. Our life force is connected right to our sleep. So unlike, now I want you to repeat me. Get Judas.
Get Judas
out my sleep.
Out my sleep.
Those of you who are in the listening lounge of excellence, I want you to type that in the chat. Get Judas. I sleep. I want to hear y'all on stage again. Let's go. Everybody.
Judas out my sleep.
That's right. Because I refuse. That's right. I refuse to sit by and let you to be depraved. I refuse to sit by and allow your families to suffer having a short life with you. That's the ultimate cost of this. Not my watch. Not on my watch, y'all. So the thing. Here's point number one. Before I do, will somebody do me favor and put in the chat? I'm gonna just say the names because I'd rather give you the reasons up front, and then I want to give it to you also a reminder on the back. All right, type in the letters NIH for me. NIH. Christina, if you could put my link up, I have everybody's links also up there. When I go to them, I'll change the links up so you guys can see what these beautiful women are all about as well. I cannot wait for that. But NIH, and I want somebody to type in PubMed, like a pub that people PUBMED. So a lot of times people tell you, do research, do your research, but you don't know how. There's so much tomfoolery and garbage out there, and a lot of people don't know where or how. I'm sorry, I talk be loud. I was a cheerleader, as you tell, when I was younger, but I have a lot of instruction going. I really can't fully hear myself. So if I'm too loud, use your volume button and turn me down a little bit. But I will look up vitamin D and then another search that you can do is magnesium sleep. So I want you to me, I would never take a word for anything. I want you to be able to do your own research. So I just gave you high quality, websites where you're trying to look any kind of health information. Usually you can find it there. If you're across the pond, the British Journal of Sports Medicine is another one that has phenomenal, highly peer-reviewed scientific papers in studies, not sold out. They ain't got this going on. See you out. So, Dr. Michael Breus, Breus, sleep doctor. That's a free sleep you can take. So this is 2 of segment I did in Breakfast with Champion. And then Sean Stevenson, he's a sleep smart guy. He probably has the best book that I've seen, best literature that I've ever come across on sleep. His name is Sean Stevenson. Sean Stevenson, Sleep Smart. I can put that in the chat as well. I just want you to know like where I'm coming from, because my students, they say I'm a health slater, and I honestly, I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing. Magnesium, that's first thing. First, magnesium. Mike is magnesium.
Magnesium.
All right.
Magnesium.
All right, we finna get magnesium. Everybody who's watching another now on YouTube as well as Zoom. Listen, magnesium is gonna help you. This is gonna help you move the needle, the muscle, do this up at your sleep. Reason being, because of all the modern technology you have, many of us, especially in America, and especially if you're in a big city, you probably have challenges getting to the most important phase sleep is delta. Magnesium, that. I don't have any kind of financial ties to these people. I'm telling you, as someone who's had to travel into different time zones, who've had athletes who are doing that type of travel, they got to get good sleep quality. And what I'm saying to you is ease magnesium. Nobody that's like them on it. Point period. Like in sports, and we got to bring the best. And so what I'm telling you is, as far as magnesium sprays go, they are the best of the best. Company that makes called Activate products. It's called Ease Magnesium Spray. Make multiple sizes. I'm telling you, this is something that you make sure that you're spraying on your. You want to make sure that you're spraying on your back, your belly. If you're someone suffering with high pressure, heart disease, if that were family you had not want this. More importantly, this is going to help undo some of the damage that Judah doing to you unaware. And I don't have time to get in. There's the category things called obesogens, and they are affecting us more ways than we realize. People are having with weight well beyond nutrition, and so magnesium, this is a solution for to help you. And I'm giving you what to, or advice. I'm giving you the experience and the research that I've conducted and used with my athlete, myself, my family, my loved ones, and my clients. So you can do your own research. You can talk this over with doctor. I'm just sharing information. None of us are putting, anything to make you think that we're establishing a medical provider patient type of relationship. I just have to always do that disclaimer, to do that when I started. So I just wanted that we're clear. And again, everything doesn't work for everyone. What I can say is magnesium is something that every human needs, just like you need water. Over 600 bodies processes, it literally is tied into magnesium. That's how important. And here's a number that's going to be staggering for you. 96% of Americans are magnesium deficient. This is including children. So this is the problem. Sleep is a problem. Judas got to sleep. I think at that point down. So that was point one. Somebody can drop that in the chat. Magnesium. Point number 2. I'm Mike, and I want to say vitamin D. Vitamin D. I hear everybody. All right. Now, I be real. You see how I'm just getting there. Not all vitamin D is created equal, and I'm not talking about just the vitamin D that you're getting from the sun. It's not enough, and so I'm going to this, and I hope you hear my heart. So when it comes down to vitamins that you hear about in the sun, I want to put it in perspective. So if you're someone that's super fair skin, meaning blonde hair, blue eyes, you're on the lightest spectrum of the melanin, like you have very, very minimal, traces of melanin, or if you're like and you're one that has LIGO or albinism, you probably get more vitamin D from the sun. But anyone else, including ethnicities, whether you're, Native American or, Black community, or if you're tone, beige skin, I get what I'm saying. Something along the spectrum of we have what the list in the would be. So even if you are considered Caucasian, you have melanin, and that melanin is a built-in form of sunscreen. So you're not able to absorb enough of vitamin D that you need from the sun alone. I hope you hear me what I say. And so obviously also the darker you are, but that means that even less amount you absorb. So depending on your melanin, and we all melanin, that's you have vitiligo, or if you have albinism, then and you've seen what the skin looks like. So everybody, we have melanin, and you need to probably supplement vitamin D if you live above the southern states in the United States. High ability that you need to supplement vitamin D. Whenever I talk supplementation, I'm always talking about from food or liquid sources. I'm not a pill popper. I don't push pills. Vitamin D3 spray. This packet of vitamin D3 and vitamin 2 is so important for regulating your circadian rhythm. And this is something that most people never talking about sleep. So I'm not asking you, science geek or a nerd like me, about anatomy, but asking you, ahead and do the research. Look up vitamin D3 and its relationship to sleep. A lot of people miss this. And guess what? Ding, ding, ding. Guess how Americans are different, typically in vitamin D. Anyone wants what the numbers are? So you can drop it in the chat. What do you get?
Not.
Yes. We're around 88%. That'd be alarming, right? All right. So, vitamin D3. Here's the thing. Vitamin D3, even though it's called a vitamin, it's a hormone. So I can only tell you experience with and what that I've advised, and they actually take it best. I truly believe there are some people, there's some unicorns who on the nighttime fan with vitamin D3. You should not. According to the research and the science, I highly recommend against it. My personal experience with it didn't go well for me when I tried to do vitamin D in the evening. On it makes a vitamin D spray. Highly recommend. Thus far, of all the companies that's out, they're the best on the market as of today. So you can get whatever you feel comfortable with. I liked it the best. And I typically like being able to make money in the sports arena. So I have the best. I can't do fake products. I can't do, stuff like that. When I'm use stuff, I'm using high value asset. And I hope you understand that athletes are assets to all sporting organizations. So if I'm not keeping a word on the truth, guess how quick they will fire me? Real quick. So ONIT. They're the best makers. And again, if you don't like it, you can always give it back. But I brought up the hormone thing because it's what we call a fat salt type of hormone. In my opinion, and based on the research, it is best taken before, or you're gonna, or with some form of protein or fat. Me personally, it's depending on how early it is in the morning. I'm either doing a small shot of MCT that I'm oiling with, very quickly, swallow, and then I do the magnesium spray, or extra virgin oil shot, or I'm doing full of walnuts or almonds, slight almonds, because I can do the whole almonds. Or it's like a little smoothie, like some seeds or flax seeds, or if I'm just go ahead and make a wild salmon omelet scramble, then I'll do that way. But it's ideal when you have vitamin D, because it may, for a lot of, in my experience, it upsets their stomach when they just haven't some form of fat or protein that they had before they took it. So I wanted to give you the caveat. Be a unicorn, that's okay taking it, and I recommend it before 12 noon, whatever your time is. All right, last certainly not least, your daddy and your caretakers and everybody, all adults in your family were right. You need a curfew. I know you didn't even expect to say that. Curfew. Please on mic and say curfew. Type it in the curfew.
Curfew.
I want to see how many of y'all didn't like having a curfew. I just need somebody to unmic and tell me. Did you like having a curfew or not?
Absolutely not. No.
Not at all. I got that.
Community before you better be in there before the street. Come on. I doubt it. We need some more. Put that on the list.
Oh, okay.
That would have been the Dollar Tree list.
All right, Trey. All right. Okay, so what curfew are you talking about? You need caffeine curfew. You need a caffeine curfew. You need a liquids curfew and a blue light curfew. Please put it in the chat. Caffeine curfew, liquids curfew, and a blue curfew. All right, I want you to read after me. Those of you who are joining me on, I want you to put it in the chat. Please say this with me. Caffeine curfew.
Caffeine curfew. Caffeine curfew.
Liquid curfew.
Liquid curfew.
Blue light curfew.
Blue light curfew.
All right. So we did good. Okay. So now I'm going to explain what I mean. Blue light. So blue light is what's coming from the sun. In essence, that's the simplest way that I can give you the most simple form of an explanation. That's how your body and your brain, you're getting the photoreceptors on your skin, knows that it's daytime and it's time for you to be up and about doing whatever you do during the day. We do not need that at night. Our genes are ancient. We do not need blue light. Why? Because it's going to give the message, it's telling your brain what? Oh, it's daytime. If it's daytime, your brain says, all right, cortisol, I need to be high because I need you to understand. I did the upside stress the last segment. I told you guys there's an upside. Stress is like water. You don't want to drown in it. You want to be underwater overnight. You need to be, let me just give this illustration that I use with my students. Your heart rate and everything that's going on biologically and even hormonally with your daytime system needs to be like one above death. That's how low your body needs to bring it so they can do the overnight work that it needs to. So this is why I highly recommend that you take care of your blue light issue. Blue light coming from your smart devices. Most of them have a free filter. You can set it to have, if you're going to be up later in the evening, it doesn't mean that you got to keep the blue light going because it will delay. So melatonin and serotonin, these work in a soft type of effect when it comes down to your cortisol levels. So if cortisol is high, it's what can't be high. Melatonin. You need melatonin overnight. You need it. Guess what also cortisol brings in with the 1-2 punch? It increases your ghrelin levels. This is why those people who do night talking and they're hungry and all this, you don't want to disrupt yourself hormonally overnight. Your body is a network of systems. Cortisol does not need to be high unless someone that works overnight. And then night is your daytime. But for those of you who work during the day and you need to sleep, you need your cortisol to be low. So you gotta have blue light curfew. You gotta have a blue curfew. You gotta have blue light curfew. You have to have a blue curfew. Highly recommend that you set it for the sunset time. All right. I just hope you, whatever, and it'll naturally on your phone, your tablet, or they have blue light blocking glasses. I ain't about to sit around no glasses, just letting y'all know. I'm not going to, so I already know. So it is for me to have filter on. It comes on automatically and forget it. And you can still use, your device. All right, liquid curfew. So y'all want to have to be up to use the restroom all night. So you need a liquid curl. I tried the 2 hour thing. It didn't work for me. I can cut it off an hour, and it definitely significantly cuts down. But research says 2 hours, at least 2 hours. If you can give yourself a cutoff, that will be out so you're not going. If you don't have problem, you can drink up, you go to sleep, and you don't get up in the night to use the restroom, hey, knock yourself out. But I don't want that disruption, because once you get up in the night, guess what? You to wake up, cortisol has to spike. And guess what? Cortisol is one of those kids, like how you used to see those movies back in the day when the parents go out of town and they the kids, to themselves, and they would just go crazy. That's what cortisol does when you have, and we wanted to do that for us to wake up. That's how we live. However, at night, you don't need cortisol to be partying. All right. Caffeine curfew. Caffeine, again, is one of those things that's going to let cortisol run wild overnight. Don't want to down in cortisol overnight. Just wanted to make sure that I help you understand. Most research, have caffeine after PM. Now, depending on what time you stay up, you can adjust that accordingly. So for me, I find that as long as I do it before 2 p.m., I'm good. All right. When it comes down to go to fall asleep and do what I need to do and get the solid sleep. That's for your health. So my plan, you can all consider curtains. At my time, those are some tools that help you out of sleep and help you sleep. I want ding, 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 ding. And if you have questions, I'll also answer them. So I want to go over our guest. I'm so excited. I'm indulge for this time, and I hope that you got something out of sleep masterclass and making sure that I just want tools, resources you can incorporate away. So with that, it's going to take me up to our first guest, Miss Trey. Trey, can you tell us mom chapter you're in as well before we get it with these questions? Everybody on stage, most of you, I've already sent you, we can kind of go through these questions. But can you tell us, Trey, what chapter mom lecture are you with?
I am with Araya McGarry.
Woo! All right, love the mom link. You guys all show up and you support. Woo, woo. All right, Trey, so your first question. Please tell us, what role, if any, did dreaming play in your business or profession?
Okay, so I prayed for God to help me get into my path, because I knew I was living it. So I got paralyzed, right? And then he finally got my attention to slow down and get close. And so that became the key to actually living my passion and purpose, was from focusing on doing the dream of walking again.
Oh, I like that. All right. So that was important for you. So now that taken to the next question I was going to ask you, was there a dream that you had, that was challenging to realize or manifest, whatever term, you're most comfortable with, but a dream that you wanted, or something that you wanted that required you to pivot or reimagine it, in other way?
Sister friend, going back to that same dream, because this is what happened is when I started off, I was like the noodle legs, right? My legs were literally noodles, because I actually divulged between L3 and L4. So anything below that, it was hit or miss. If I could feel it, if it was working, if still curly things, I'm still anxiously waiting for it to awaken. And what I discovered is is that our mental can only give you information based on what it's been given. So when I started really focusing on and visualizing and dream about walking again and writing again, dancing and doing all things again, right? My mind's telling me, well, this is what you're going to do, right? The mind only had certain avenues, so I would go hard towards a certain direction, and then I would realign whether I liked it or not. And I didn't realize then that I was actually getting moved into the door that was going to open my next healer, my next wisdom keeper, my next person going to give me whatever I needed to continue to my dreams. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes total sense. Just it puts things in perspective for me and other people who've not had to, deal with something as serious that you've had to deal with, and for you to pivot and just seeing what your energy and how you are, despite having to, to pivot and reimagine that dream instead of the paralysis and all that you were challenged with. So now tell me, let's bring this thing to the current. Was there a dream that you like to realize, or something maybe you're currently, working on, your business or your profession, and why?
So really what happened was all of the healing. As a Native American, we all believe that you have to go to the initiations to carry the medicine that carry, right? And so I have wrong medicine because I went through a heck of a lot between leaving home at 15, having kids by the time I was 19, and on to the paralysis. I have gone through so many initiations. That's my dream and to really be able to have a place, like, I don't know if it's going to be annual or whatever, that is going to be beyond a for awareness, where we're going to have people who will have every single aspect of what I perceive in our existence. So we'll have people there to help with the mental body, people to help grow the emotional body, help heal the physical body like you do, and align with the spiritual body, right? Whether that, how you align with spirit, and to have an annual or a big thing so people know that you heal. Anything that you believe, anything that you can see, it's because it's the dream. And it can and will be sorted when you align with all of those aspects. Yay! I'm tossing it back to you, beautiful.
Thanks so very much. You guys, at the top room there, you can see Trey's link. I literally pressed the mute button. I don't know if y'all, just the last 2 days, app has been even more glitchy than what it normally is. I've been getting stuck, having to go out and come back in so much, having a hard time unmuting and muting myself. So my apologies, you guys. If you see me having that kind of struggle, it's probably that I'm having a hard time unmuting. So with that, I want to move on to our next guest, Miss Beverly. Welcome.
I have you my book.
I'm so sorry. Yes, that's what I was like, I knew there was more thing I was to ask you. Yeah, I like to know book recommendations, and I'm gonna ask everyone on stage some recommended books, because maybe things that you cross that may do to us, maybe just something that we add on our reading list. So I really ask everyone on stage if you will please share a book with us, a book recommendation that you have. So Ms. Trey, please tell us your book recommendations.
Okay, so mostly to align with this topic, I want to suggest The Alchemist, because that book is so amazing. It helps you to see how you start off with one dream and keep getting along, and magically you're right where you're supposed to be. That's my book, and now I'm passing it back to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Trey. I love it, love it, love it. The Alchemist. I hope to drop that in the chat for us, please. All right, we're gonna keep this dream train going to Miss Beverly, who's new to club. You guys, I hope that you'll give her a follow for us, please. Miss Beverly, please tell us, what role did dreaming play in the start of business or profession?
Oh, it's been a journey. See, I started this construction along with my siblings in 2002. So it's been a while. Father passed from cancer that year, and I hate siblings, and none of us, of course, was interested in construction. We got police, we had professional athletes, we had social workers, we had engineers. We did not have any construction workers. Nobody wanted to do that. Nobody wanted to continue that legacy until he passed. And then that passion hit us, and just wanted him to be so proud of us. So my dream was to make $1 million in this industry.
Oh, I love that. So you came out the gate early with that one. I love that. All right, so that takes me to my next question. Then, was there anything challenging, for you to realize or manifest over your life, or that required you to pivot or reimagine it?
So I think that that same dream was the challenge, and we made a little bit of money, for a construction company. We made $100,000. We made $250,000. We made $300,000. But all over the year, as time went on, and doing our financial projections, and one question that was asked is, how much money do you project taking this year? And my answer was always the same: $1 million. So I believe in it, and I was trying to live it, and I was always stopping short of the goal. And then one year, I hit the goal. And so I'm going to say that just because you make $1 million, just because $1 million flows your bank account, that does not make a millionaire. That not mean money in your account. So you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your workers, you got to pay tax, you got to pay your supply. So having of $1 million does not make you a millionaire. Does not put $1 million in your account. So now my new dream is to have that $1 million show itself in my account and be my discretionary income, money that I have control over, money that I don't owe anyone else.
Thank you so much. I love that answer. And I'm glad to know that the two were connected. So now this takes me to my last question for you, which is, tell of a dream that you'd like to realize, or was that it, the one that part that you just shared?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it. My dream is to keep $1 million in my account. And my affirmation is, because I know I can make money, but I want to make money, keep money, and make my money make money. So that is my affirmation, and that $1 million and keeping that $1 million. That's my dream. That's my new dream. Because I just want to do what people did for me, because as I said, my dad wanted us to follow him in the business. None of us were interested in that. And so when he passed, prior to any of us coming to the business, made our journey that much harder, because we did not have him for expertise and advice and to pave the way and show us what to do, how to do, and when to do. But he made some impression on his clients and his customers and the people that he worked with, that they all stepped in and said, your dad was this, and your dad that, and he helped to this. And we had so much help on the way with people helping us I just want to give back to the community. And so we train and we develop workers and we give back to the community because I know we are blessed to be a blessing to enrich the lives of others, like somebody helped us on the way and helped to enrich our lives. And so I want to give back. I want the wherewithal to be able to do that. And that's the backstory, the dream, to be able to help other people and have helped us along the way.
Well, thank you. To speak of people in book recommendations for.
Yes, book that I would recommend is Conscious Language, and it's by Robert Steve. And it's a book about really hearing your words. We know the Bible says, put a watch over your tongue, and life and death are in the power of your tongue. And you know that you can build a dream, but you can also kill a dream. Words that you allow to come out of your mouth. So, and this book teaches you how to frame your words, how to frame everything in a positive sense. So the word try should not be in our vocabulary because you either do or you don't. And if you say you do, then the universe will show you the way to make it happen.
All right, if you give us that name one more time of that book.
Conscious Language, and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
It's
perfect.
Conscious Language by Robert Tennyson Stevens.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna come around to all the guys. We're in a given mood, and I want us to give up some books, you guys. Thank you so much, Beverly and Trey. I definitely want you guys, if you can, to stick around just in case we have some additional questions. So I want to take this back up to Christina. Christina, do you have any book recommendations for us?
Yes, absolutely. The book I recommend, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I know that you all have heard about this before, but it is really a book that I think everybody should read. I'm getting ready to reread it. And it pretty much gives us the laws of success. And so we follow those in this book. We are destined to have this of true and lasting success. So, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
I appreciate that. Debbie, over to you, my sister. Is there a book recommendation that you can give us?
Yes, I would recommend The Miracle Mentality by Tim Story. It's a really good book of how you get your life from the mundane to the miracle. And there was a lot of little stories in there, and it really touched me. So that's the book that I recommend, The Miracle Mentality by Tim Story.
Thank you so much. I hope somebody's putting these in the chat for us. If not, towards the end, I'll definitely do it. All right, over to you, Miss Katrine. Can you give a book recommendation?
A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. So living it now and checking the ego and being able to tackle your purpose, basically awakening yourself within purpose that God has here on earth.
Thank you much. I am a big fan of Eckhart Tolle. For sure, have his one, The Power of Now. So I gotta add that to my readers. Thank you so much for that. Ellis, A. Okay, you guys tell, like, I love to have fun. Ellis, please give us any recommendations.
Hello. I actually have 3. 2 of them. One, Identity, Pastor Keats, and SOR, because again, everything originates from it. If he doesn't orchestrate it, it's not going to happen. You have to know who you are and whose you are for everything to line up in your life. That is biblical. That's the spiritual principle. You sow, you reap what you sow. It's not complicated. That's a spiritual principle. These are spiritual principles that never fail in this earth. Everything is spirit, manifest here on earth. And lastly, one of my beloved books that I am actually reading all three of these coming by Michelle Obama because she said her book tour, had she listened to the haters, the naysayers, and what people thought about her, she would not become the wife of a president. The end.
That part, yes, I bought that book. It's actually on my summer reading, so that I love that. Thank you, my sister from another. Speak this from Mr. Miss Joe L. My Wednesday night co-mod, you guys. Please, I know you got to have a book recommendation for us.
I have a few. One of them was, of course, The Alchemist. One of them was a book. I have a lot of different medical diagnoses, and a book that really was like this wow moment of never giving up, empowering and rising, continuing to rise is Dying. What is it? Oh my God, I forgot what it's called. But it's Dying to Me by Anita Morjani. It truly, wow. It was a very, very powerful book for me. And another one was Four Agreements. There's so many books that it's just, yeah. So I hope there are people that put books in here because I want to go read all those that are being mentioned. Because I love to read, and so thank you guys. Recommendations.
Speaking of Four Agreements, my daughter is down there in the living lounge. She said that was one of the best books that she stole from me. Just want to know she did steal my book. Most of my speeches used to steal it. So I made it required reading. I am a big, big fan of that book. It has been so transformative in my life. I watched this work in the lives of teenagers. This book is highly recommend you guys take Joelle's suggestion of the Four Agreements and To Be Me. Thank you, Debbie and Christina. They've been dropping them in the tray. Thank you guys so much, Beverly. Over to Miss Della, my sister from the Miss. I know you got a book.
I do have an amazing book. Let me just tell you a bit about me. I've been a church on the Pentecostal. My mom's Pentecostal. She's a minister. Grew up in the church. Actually, a lot of my people died, diabetes, get a foot cut, or met a big mama. Made her last meal before we kicked the bucket. They cut everything off. That's why I was her knees, everything got on. She finally dropped there. We put on a prayer list, but a lot of people in the church with disease that I could reverse, but we didn't know. And I decided that I didn't want to go that route. And God put on my heart. I was actually vegetarian then. I didn't eat meat. I never liked flesh. So I did the vegetables, but it was overly cooked. I watched, it was just death all around. And I was just sad because the people loved that was close to me did not find a way of healing. I took a lot of the drugs, the insulin, everything. I had to be part of the solution. I went into fitness. And God put on my heart to come back, go and come back. So I went and I came back, and not only did I leave, I came back with a book. I realized that there is a lot of people who write, but it doesn't pertain to my community, and they don't look like me. So I want to be part of the solution, and also be proud that I brought something back from all my years of seeking knowledge in food. So I let you guys know I'm raw vegan, don't eat cooked food. I haven't eaten cooked food in 12 years, and it healed me of fibroids. And I use this. I'm also a cancer exercise specialist that helps my cancer to revert it. So I wanted to give that to you guys. The book that I'm about to share with you is a digital book that I wrote. Not only do you get, but it do a shopping list. It gives you a story of how to sprout, how to eat for life. It's recipes, and it's 7 days of detoxing, removing toxins in the body. So that's my gift to all you guys. I did leave the link in the chat room. So everybody's interested in really healing and moving toxins and really getting rid of a lot of waste body. Also medication. Diabetes, a lot of my clients reversed it and they are no longer taking medication. So that's the book that I would recommend. The 7 Raw Vegan Challenge. The recipe book is digital and it's short. It's a short read. It also has a journal on the back because you're going to be going to stuff that when you move toxins and poisons out of the body, you are going to be the cravings. You're going to be breaking out. So all stuff is going to be coming up every your urine. You're going to be eliminating a lot. So all of that stuff is going to come out. So I just wanted to give that, guys. I think that's my way of saying I love you guys and I want you guys to live so you can enjoy. Spend all that money you're going to be making and spending time with your family. So land my plane, enjoy.
Thank you so very much, Delilah. And Lila is a mom, sister as well, Wellness Transformers. Love their segments and all that they do. And you guys should give her a follow, check her out. Check out the link to the book that she already did in the chat. So I am super excited. Fatima, welcome. Do you have a book recommendation for us? Fatima? Okay.
Yes. Hi. Sorry. Pretty close. I have to unmute. Hi. Yes, my book recommendation is called Women Who Run with Wolves. I heard about this book. Ali Key had posted it on her Instagram, and I just love the way it is spiritually. And so I listened to this book. Oh my goodness! Every single woman, daughter. Just it's so beautiful, it's so powerful. You're going to relate to it, you're going to feel assurance, you're going to it makes you even feel, oh God, I've been doing, yeah, I'm not crazy, or it's really great that you should be sitting down with a highlighter. Like I don't read books, I just have a highlighter in my hand. So I hope all of you guys read that book. It's great.
Oh, thank you so very much. All right, so that takes me over to our last interview, which is to Miss Katrina, and then all of you guys to be ready for me to come around the table to everyone. I'm going to ask that last question to, which is about that you want to realize or that you're currently working on realizing. So I want to just go ahead and put that out there so you can already be thinking about, how you answer that, and I give you guys an opportunity to also ask any questions and if you're interested, also link. So Miss Karina, we're so very excited. Can you tell us what role did dream play in the start of your business or profession?
Well, dreaming played a very big role for me because I always dreamed, just like all of us. We all have dreams, but being a little girl, I always dreamed, never understood what dreaming actually meant. Rather, it was the good, the bad, the sad, the tragic, not being able to understand what it is that I was dreaming. But it played an extremely big role. Had it not been for dreaming and vision, because it goes together, I don't think that I would have ever took a step forward to work towards the dreams that God put in me.
Amen. All right, that takes me to question number 2. Is there a dream that was challenging for you to realize or manifest that, may have required you to either reimagine it or pivot within it?
Well, to be honest, when I was about 4 or 5, my favorite singer was the Jackson 5. And always from that imagine me becoming a singer one day. That's really what I always wanted to be. And did I have to read that and reimagine, I did. Reason is because there were no dreamers in my home. And by that, my home, I mean my parents. Parents, especially mother, was very strong-headed and strong-minded about what he said in the house. And his thing was, we need to grow up, go to school, graduate, maybe go to college and go on a job, and then you work that job for 30 days. After the 30 days, I'm at 30 years. After those 30 years, then you retire and collect retirement. So for me to sit and say, hey, this is what I want, it wasn't, unfortunately, one of those things I was able to discuss. So for when I did get the chance to play out the dream of discovering that I actually had a voice. Back then, I didn't know I had a voice. But when I started developing voice, because that was my saving to go to with all the trauma I went through growing up in a household, then I started in performing in some schools' talent shows. But I was a timid child. Even as I said, growing up, timidness came with me. I just felt like I didn't have no one to cover me. The no one that I wanted to cover me was my parents, and they was not in that position to do so. So I ended up shifting. Still was something that was important to me, because what I was able to do by reimagining it is whenever I went through things, with seeing stuff that my parents went through, then singing was still something that was my backup. I would just withdraw and go into myself or go be alone, and I would sing. So that for that.
All right, I like that. So you was trying to be up there with Jackson 5, huh? I love it. I love it. So then now tell us of a dream that you'd like to realize, in the future, or one that you're currently working on realizing in your business or in your profession, and why?
What I would love to do, one dream that I God rebring to life, is because I went through so much as a single mother and always help people. I'm serve by, that's my heart. I'm gonna serve where there is a need for service. You don't have to ask me, you don't have to pay me anything. So with me and that type of heart, I didn't know how to shift from when I was going through the most horrible time in my life, a single mother, having a child, there was no one to help me. And then I end up having to give up my house because they were going to foreclose on a home. And so my thing to God was, Lord, when you bless me that I am a blessing to others, and I want to be able to reach back and help single mothers. I don't just want to help them to get housing, because I do. I want to build houses and be able to place women and children there, and even if it's coming with family, with father there, because time for us to bring family back together the way God meant for it to be. But I also want to incorporate some type of programs to help in different areas. We have to be aligned mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. If one is out of order, then everything else is on the shift as well. So that's one of the dreams that I'm praying for and looking for the manifestation of.
Thank you so much, Katrina, guys, just for all of the dreamers and everyone who is helping me to keep Dr. King's dream alive right now. Can you just put a dream, press down on your picture, and then you'll see the option to type in the box dream. Like I'm so excited to get ready to go around to you guys because I really want to know the answer to this. And then we're at the hour. I just want you to know we are going to go a little past because I do want to play the authentic clip of Dr. King's most important. I think it's his best dreams ever. We call Blueprint. It is an amazing speech. I highly, highly recommend that you look it up on YouTube and just take a second to hear. If you got 20 minutes to hear the whole dream speech, but even this 2 minutes, it's going to be so powerful. So with that, I am going to pop up, and you can change the link at the top. So Miss Katrina's co-authored the book Power Mom. So I dropped it in the chat as well, and the link is up at the top. So I want to ask all of you on stage the answer to the same question. Is the anniversary of the dream, and I truly believe that we are to continue to reimagine the dream, keep dreaming, keep the dream alive. So with that being said, Christina, tell us of a dream that you'd like to realize or that you're currently working on in your business or profession. Why?
Yes, I would. I would like to realize in the very near future, purchasing my mama a home. So that's what I'm realizing. Very near future, purchasing her a home.
Oh, I love that. I just feel like, I don't know, like I think Dr. King is just like looking and proud hearing us talk about dreams, because I really truly imagined all of the be together like this, and hear that dream, Christina, that just made my heart happy. Over to you, Debbie, my sister. Please tell us of a dream that you'd like to realize and why.
Well, the dream that I would like to realize my business really off, because then I will fulfill what I feel is my purpose to help women with anxiety. So I'm really that's my dream, is to just be help as women as I can. And with that.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Yes, ma'am. Helping women especially with something it's anxiety. I mean, it's even seeped to the school. I can tell you, a school teacher for sure. So that is important work to be. So I'm really looking forward to that praise report as that continues to unfold. You, Miss Trellis, could you tell us of a dream that you like to realize, or one that you maybe currently work on?
Well, the dream that I'm currently working on, and I shared it in the room all with you in our dream room on Wednesday. I'm working on with Solidify Spot to help women walk into their teen identities and be the best version of themselves at the fest, being on a women empowerment panel, and to realize that because of my grandparents right there in Stark, Florida, that generational wealth for us, and to give to an entire community and fed an entire community there in Stark, Florida. Henceforth, the road was dedicated in my grandparents and family honor to make generational for my daughters, my grandparents, and broad in our community, make a difference right where we are and broad. And I'm doing that with the organizations that I am a part of. So to realize that we need all resources, all the people that are intertwined, that we connect with, not a connection, but I am intentional about making kingdom connections. So the dreams that I am realizing that I saw in action with my grandparents when they were alive is something that I am definitely going to keep alive along with my brothers and sisters, and teach my children and their children's children and their children's children to do so.
Oh, I love that, Trillis. Yes. So I'm just, I get excited. There's just you all that I know my bone that benefits the whole world when we speak dreams aloud. So this is why I really want us all to answer this question. I can't wait. Any closing thoughts from Ray and Katrina and Burley? And so I'm going to go down to Delilah.